Juniors, we are coming today to talk with you about life after high school. So we as counselors wanted to come and kickstart one of many activities that we will be doing with you this year. A lot of activities. So please note this conversation today is going to be continual. It is going to be something that we're going to continue to engage you in. I do hear some background music. I don't know if I'm still able to be heard here. But we as counselors are coming to talk with you today, and we're super excited to be in front of you. We ideally would want to be in person with you, of course, but we wanted to stream in just to get our conversation rolling here in October. And as I just referenced, it's going to be a continual conversation. We're going to do one of many activities with you this year to get you to think about life after high school. And today's theme is the Kickstart. It's called the Postsecondary Planning Kickstart. So we're super thrilled to be in front of you. We're here on behalf of all counselors. Here's a photo of the counselors in the student services group in front of you. I would be remiss to not remind you, not only do you have your counselor group assigned by your alphabet, there's been a few changes here. We also have our social workers up in student services to support you with mental health. We have a wonderful and robust college and career center. Miss Molly Thuma is our coordinator there. And we're just here to help you on this journey, not only to graduate, but to find your right fit for after high school. So we are here on behalf of the counselors. I'm Miss Block. We have Mr. Hackbarth and we have Mr. Moe joining us today. And we are going to be talking with you about kind of the start of life after high school. And our mantra today, our theme is for that our objective for junior year is for you to go on an introspective journey, for you to land on the right post-secondary fit for you. Now, this should be an exciting process for you. We should want to remove the element of stress, and we want to teach you some strategies for this to be super duper exciting. And with that being said, what's important is for you to be a participant in this journey, to engage in the process. Again, we're going to have nearly 10 activities that we do with you this year. So know that we're going to be your guide. We're going to be your cheerleaders, your teammates, to have you go on this journey. So today's topic is going to be post-secondary kickstart. We're going to talk about some post-secondary options. We're going to talk about finding your right fit as a beginning of a conversation, what you can be doing now, resources here at the high school to get you starting to think about some things after high school. And then we're going to talk about the different activities that we're going to do for the year. Next up, I have our esteemed colleague, Mr. Moe, who's joined us here today to talk a little bit with you too.
All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm excited to be here. I am the new guy on the block here in the counseling office, and so far it's been a wonderful experience. Just want to let you all know that if you have any questions, let your advisor know, and then they can punch those into the chat, and hopefully we can answer those questions to you throughout the conversation here today. And then even after this, if you have any questions or concerns, please make an appointment to see us. That's what we're here for. We're here to support you through your high school career. And so we're going to talk today about some post-secondary options. Most of you probably think, oh, it's all about four-year colleges. Well, there's more than just the four-year college option. Now, about 86% of our students do go off to four-year colleges or universities, and then another 4 or 5% do hit the two-year schools. And I just want to let you know that, the colleges, there's 2,800 colleges and universities in the United States. So it's not just Harvard, Yale, and the University of Minnesota, Twin Cities campus. There are so many options. And Mr. Hackbarth is going to let you know it's about fit, maybe not the name of the college or university. And for those of you who might fall into the category of, I don't really see myself at a four-year or two-year college, there's the option of the military, the armed services, as you know, the Army, Air Force, Marines, and there's even the space forces now where they're looking at protecting our country through space. So there's a lot of options there through our military. Some students take a gap year. You've been busy in high school, your brain kind of needs just a little bit of a break. You want to go off and do some wonderful experiences and kind of see the country, see the world. There's opportunities through AmeriCorps. There's also apprenticeships. And this is something that's a wonderful opportunity for those of you who like to work with your hands, like plumbers, electricians, construction. You can actually be learning on the job and getting paid for it, which is a great opportunity also. And then finally, maybe you are going to go off into the employment. Maybe you've got a job set up, or maybe there's some job that you want to do and you know what that is. Once again, the options are kind of endless here, and you got to make sure you're finding out what best fits you and yourself and your passions. All right, so you're right, post-secondary fit. I think I'm handing it over now back to Ms.
You're heading over to me.
All right, Mr. Hagbar, thank you.
So again, you might be sitting there thinking like, okay, we just ran over a myriad of options, but like, how do I start? Our first recommendation to every junior is to start with who you are. We've been gearing our programming and advisory over the past few years to kind of start with learning about who you are as a student. How do you transition into high school in 9th grade? And then 10th grade, it's more information about like how you learn and what sort of learning is important to you. Even a career interest profile that we've done along the way, where you can see maybe what sort of careers align with your talents and your attributes. So start with who you are. As Mr. Mo kind of teased, one thing Ms. Block taught me many years ago that I use all the time is it's not the name of the school on the sweatshirt, it's the person inside that really counts. And sometimes when we start with that name first, or school colors, we're missing a big part of our post-secondary planning objective, which is to figure out more about who we are and actualize it, right? We don't buy into what the college name is. We really focus on fit, and we want to change the language from getting into finding that fit, that right spot for you. So what do we do now? We want you to participate in all of our junior year activities that happen through advisory, and we're kicking them off today. We'll talk about that in a moment. And then also skill for the future. We want all students to be adept at checking their emails, responding when appropriate, and knowing what's going on by keeping track of what's going on in Schoology. So when we start talking about like where do we start with ourselves, our first goal is to ask ourselves, what are our must-haves on a college campus? And that can mean 1,000 things depending on the person, right? Like a must-have for me is that I'm never wearing socks in January. And that would definitely, if that's something I know about myself, that can help me really start to build a list, because that's going to tell me something about the geographic nature of where I want to be at school. So start with the things that you know that are really punctuated for you as a person. What are your must-haves? You obviously need to make sure that the schools have the area of study that you want, the majors. What is the value of a campus? I think having a really transparent conversation with families, parents, and guardians about how we're going to pay for school. As someone who has had to pay back student loans myself, that's always going to be something that kind of enters the conversation for me and my students, or students who are that I'm interacting with. You got to know about your campus size, what sorts of activities you want on campus, what sorts of sports you want to be able to observe or participate in, clubs and students and activities, and organizations, and then also Greek life. Those are just some of the factors. And we're going to have some tools along the way this year to help you kind of continue to inspect what factors are important for you. Because if you're sitting there and you're like, I don't know, we want you to know that's okay. That's what this year is for. So what do you do now? I'm going to hand it on over to my friend, Ms. Block, and she's going to take it away.
Absolutely. And I just kind of want to hang on to the whole notion of it being a continual conversation. We're talking about some definitions, and Mr. Hackbarth just talked about selection criteria. We are going to be doing activities through the course of the year to get you thinking about those things, with the ultimate goal of having you build a smart list of post-secondary options at the end of the year and gearing up for summer to be prepared for coming back as a senior. The best thing you can be doing right now is being authentic and kind, along with being balanced and challenged. We want you to be healthy and well, and that's number one. If you're doing those things, everything is going to be seamless and less stressful for sure. If you're ready and you know of some different colleges, for example, that college on the front of your sweatshirt that you want to put into Naviance, we're going to use Naviance a lot this year. Naviance is, again, our web-based tool, a platform to get you thinking about life after high school. We also use it as an electronic means to send college applications next year, should you be going on to college. But if you put colleges under colleges I'm thinking about, you're actually going to get an invite from us to talk to college representatives that are coming to our school. And we basically want to tell you, we want want you to hold your head high to be able to speak to those representatives because they want you as students. So again, things you should be doing right now we have conferences tonight. I would invite you to go with your parents to talk about how well you're doing in your classes and what things you can be doing to improve, being happy and well, and those sorts of things, contributing to your total campus community by being a participant in extracurriculars or what have you, with authenticity. Again, it's not about doing things to look good on a college application because colleges can see right through that. It's about being balanced and well. So next slide here, we are going to talk to you a little bit about some resources just to kick off today, but no, we're going to talk about these over and over again. On the next slide, we again want to invite you to know that today we're going to actually have you bounce on Naviance and be able to click on a survey that's going to get you thinking about life after high school. I know Mr. Mo's going to walk through that process here in just a second, but if we go back to those resources here, Naviance just has a host of things for you to explore. Colleges, if you look back at last year on the class of 2025 website, you can click on that, Mr. Hackbarth, real quick. It has every activity we've done to date. So last year on the class of 2025 website, actually, this is the post-secondary planning resource. I apologize if we can go back. You can keep it here. The post-secondary planning resource, let's say you're interested in international schools, gap year programs like Mr. Mo talked about, whether you're interested in military academies. We have a file folder and resources galore for wherever you are in that pathway as we go on this introspective journey this year. Going back to that resource slide, if we could go to the class of 2025 website real quick, Mr. Hackbarth, if you can hear me. It's not linked, right? Maybe
it's not linked. We have to fix the link. I'm just looking for it really quick.
I will fix that link, but that basically gets you back to every activity we've done to date. In 10th grade, if you were here, we did a lot of things to help you have you explore yourself. Career interest inventories. We had you do a intelligences activity and different things like that. So every activity is there to date, and that would allow me to remind you, we're going to post this PowerPoint on your class of 2025 website. We're going to actually shoot it out to you on your Schoology and give it to your advisor. So we have a robust number of resources that we can share with you. In addition, we have a YouTube channel. So if you like Netflix, try the Counselor YouTube channel, because it's going to really have you enjoy this process of going on your journey and landing on that right fit. Again, we are only exposing you right now to these resources, not with the intention of like bombarding you, but to just kind of give you a little appetizer, if you will, about different resources we're going to have you explore this year. Okay, so going back, so that was resources. I'm going to kick it off back to Mr. Mo to introduce the activity we're doing today.
All right, I'm going to kind of piggyback off of Ms. Block here, exploring Naviance, and hopefully many of you have been using Naviance through the past few years. If you're brand new to Naviance, you still have time to do some self-discovery, trying to figure out where your interests lie and how those might kind of correlate with different careers, and then even the different colleges that offer those type of degrees and programs. So once again, just kind of trying to sell Naviance here, but it is a great resource for you. Once again, trying to find out, reflecting on who you are, what your interests are, and then kind of plugging that all into Naviance. So for the survey, and once again, you can find Naviance on the student portal. It's right there, and you can click on that. And then this is where you're going to find your post-secondary planning survey that we're talking about, the kickoff survey. So if you click on Naviance, you go up to your initials. So find your initials in the upper right-hand corner. Then you scroll all the way down to surveys from your school. You just click on that. And there's the post-secondary planning Kickstart right there. And then when you click on that, it's going to go through a series of questions and kind of get you, like I say, the Kickstart off into this exploration time of finding out what some of your post-secondary options may be and what relates to your interests and strengths.
Oh, sorry, got to skip a little bit. So yeah, you'll get to this one specifically through your Naviance. That next to your initials is where you'll find it. Surveys from my school. Take it away, Jules.
So I would want to emphasize and accentuate that this survey gets you thinking, and it also helps us as counselors when you come in our office for content and context for helping you go on your unique path. So we really want you to complete this. Advisors, you got a checklist in your box today that we want you to pass out to your students to help them track the various activities we're doing to date. Because after today, we're going to actually start some strategies and some selection criteria that might help students explore their right fit. We're going to have students plug in selection criteria on Naviance and do the super match. In a couple months here, we're going to give tools, 6 tools to build a smart college list or post-secondary list. We'll have some junior meetings, a parent evening, and then we'll kick off the end of the year with managing the college application process for those students pursuing college so they can go into summer feeling prepared. So for today, we want students to be able to start their post-secondary planning kickstart on Naviance. Mr. Mo showed you where to go. Again, the reason we want you to do this is twofold. For you to start beginning to think about where you're at personally in this journey, and we're going to guide you the rest of the activities all the way through the end of junior year and into next year. So when you're done with that, you can mark your activities sheet that you're keeping in advisory whenever you finished it.